Hello fellow environmentalists, conservationists and mindset changers. Today we continue on our journey to investigate more on one of the key problems affecting our society today, which is drug abuse, addiction and stigma. With me today is Rusa Thornycroft from Hadassah Global, an organization that we've partnered with as Miju Eco Care to carry out this investigation. Welcome, Rusa.
Morning, Timothy. Morning, Mr. Flash.
With us as well is Mr. Ishmael Kankara, famously known as Mr. Flash. Welcome to the interview.
Thank you for having me.
So to set the ball rolling, there is this problem prevailing on the use of drugs and how people are becoming addicted, and naturally there is a stigma associated with the treatment of this addiction. We would like to find out from you, as a leader in the Indian community, what exactly your perspective is on the problem of drug abuse.
Let me call it this way, that it's a runaway problem.
Okay.
I think as a community from all sides, drugs don't see color. You could be black Zambian, you could be Indian Zambian, Chinese Zambian, white Zambian. It will not see color. It will just target you because you are vulnerable. And whoever is vulnerable out there will be targeted. And obviously, we haven't had that education in Zambia. And I think this is one of its first times I've come across, as far as I'm concerned, that somebody has come out there to highlight, like people like yourself. We've had this problem for a long, long time, but now it's getting worse. And obviously, when teenagers go to nightclubs and places like that, this is where they are targeted and this is where they are most vulnerable. It's not just in nightclubs, obviously, it's all over. Wherever you go, like, I'll give you a typical example, the bus drivers. They might be on different kinds of drugs. They might be on weed, or they might be on cough mixture, as long as it intoxicates them. Or they might be on even probably strong alcohol. You can call it tujiri-jiri. You can call it as a drug, as far as I'm concerned, because it's damaging the health. And on that tujiri-jiri, we are the ones who are advocating to ban, if you remember, the small sachets, because it was very, very easy.
Yeah.
But I think Zambia needs a bit more highlighting on the issue. The education system, I think we must also bring it into the curriculum of the education, that children are taught from the beginning that these things are not good. We had a seminar about 15, 16 years ago. We had called some experts as a community, as an Indian community, and we went to the schools like Lisef, Mokeni, Islamic, and we tried to talk to them. But since then, we haven't had anything like that. And we'd like to have one or two.
How long ago was that?
I think 15 years ago, 16 years ago.
Okay.
We found quite a few some addicts came forward, and we helped them, and they've come out right in the community, and they're well-to-do businessmen. Some of them are working, they've got families, married. The biggest issue on drugs is the stigma behind it. People neglect them, people avoid them, and they say that no, these are worthless. Yes, to you they might feel worthless, but if you don't embrace them, they will become totally worthless. In fact, they will be a burden to society, because we need proper facility for their care. If we get assistance from organizations like NGOs, the government, the corporate world, I think we can conquer this problem. We can. Collectively we can. And as I said, drugs don't see color. But if you go into society, like for example, if you go into the middle class or the upper class, that is the worst issue because they're always in denial. The lower class, if they cannot afford it, they're suffering the most. But the middle class and the upper class are always in denial. They will try and hide the fact that the child is on drugs. They'll try and go and seek assistance overseas because none is available here. And they'll be in total denial, and then at that family is fighting that problem alone, that way they will never succeed. Because this has to be a community-based project, different people involved, not the same people, because parents can't manage, uncles can't manage, outside people probably can manage. So I think we need to go a bit broader.
Okay.
So, Mr. Flash, from what we have been gathering with information since we've been starting this documentary, is that there is accessibility of drugs at the bus terminals in town. So we're talking about Intercity and the other bus terminus on, I think, Panganani Road as well as Chachacha Road. You being on the ground, have you had any feedback of the increase of drugs being sold out of these stations?
The biggest den for drugs, the biggest is Chivolia. Chivolia.
Okay.
That's the place you'll get all the drug dealers. Obviously, because sometimes when the economic times are hard and people can't go to Chivolia, they move out, they venture out. So they target bus stations, yes. But at Millennium, at our place, our people are very, very vigilant. So even the police are very vigilant in that area. So it's a bit lower. But the other bus stations, there is a great possibility that they are targeting the bus stations as well. Okay, we have been talking about not much about the actual drugs, but this strong alcohol not to be sold near bus stations. And I think now our law enforcement agencies, especially the DEC and the police, must pay more attention all over the bus stations to make sure that if there is any suspect, they must be apprehended. Because bus stations, bus drivers are driving our economy. If they all get hooked on the drugs, can you imagine how our economy will go?
Exactly.
And the transport network will go on its knees. We try our best to try and educate our drivers, but how much can you do? I might be able to educate my drivers. What about the other drivers? The other thing, the streets, if you look at Freedom Way at the moment, it has become one hell of a big bus station. We need to get in. We've been trying, even a few months ago, His Excellency the President came out and said, no, we need to clear Freedom Way. He gave an ultimatum of 2 weeks. But things are not working out for us in that sense. If you have a clear street like Freedom Way, where other road users are enjoying the benefits of the street, and the businessmen also, they're enjoying the benefit of the streets being theirs, and there's a free movement, at least the control by law enforcement agencies will be easy as well. But at the moment, the way things are going on Freedom Way, I wouldn't be surprised that drugs are being sold in every corner. Because there's total confusion. But if we have a well-organized system and sharp enforcement agents, where I'm sure our DEC people they have the facilities and they have the manpower and they have the people expertise, we can at least, we might not be able to win the war, but we can control it 70, 80, 90%, and that's a plus point. But if the people of Zambia don't wake up and don't demand for these changes, then nothing will happen. We will have a full generation of our youth. And for people like me, my grandchildren, okay, my children are old enough, but who knows? But my grandchildren, they'll suffer. And can you imagine the next generation which comes in and 3/4 of it as drug addicts or alcoholics? Where is Zambia going to go? We need to wake up now.
Exactly.
And people like yourself and doing these social media videos, I applaud you and I salute you. Because if you don't bring this around and bring it to the attention of the people of Zambia, and if we let them carry on sleeping, then they're destroying their own country. And we all love Mother Zambia.